evening, everyone. Welcome to the March 24th, 2025 Planning Board meeting. If we could please first stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I do want to announce that number 6 and 7, Underhill Farm, has been taken off by the applicant. We'll start out with correspondence. There was a lot of it this time.
Yeah, it took me a while to read it.
Talk about it?
Took me a while to read it.
I'll pass.
Okay. We had none. We have the meeting minutes in front of us of March 10th, or for March 10th, 2025. Any additions, corrections?
No.
None.
Motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll move into the regular portion of our meeting. First up, we have Five Below. This is a decision statement. Resolution in front of us. The resolution states approving special use permit for outdoor services, Five Below, at the Yorktown Green Shopping Center. Any issues?
None.
I think that we should just add something in here that says that at all times there shall be adequate access, pedestrian access on the sidewalk.
ADA and otherwise.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, the only concern I have is the visibility of the white crosswalks from the parking lot, since there are so many stores over there, but there's nothing that they can do about that. You know what I mean? If you're driving through there, that building was really sort of designed for one entrance, and now there are 4 or 5 just there. If they could just even repaint it, because people are just wandering around there when they leave the parking lot.
All right. John, can we make a note?
Okay.
Anything else?
None.
You got anything, John?
No, nothing.
Counselor?
No, Mr. Chair.
All right, then. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution in front of us?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next we have 401 East Main Street. This is also a decision statement.
Here you go.
How are you? Have you seen the resolution?
Yes.
Any issues?
No issues.
Any issues from the board?
No.
No.
John?
No, we're good here.
Counselor?
No, Mr. Chair.
All right, first, do I have a motion to make the board lead agency?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Second, do I have a motion to accept the neg deck?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And finally, we have a resolution approving a site plan, special use permit, stormwater pollution prevention plan, and tree permit for 101 East Main Street, or 401 East Main Street.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Good luck with the project.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
See.
Call it first.
All right, next we have the T-Town campus renovation. Sorry, I'm giving Aaron a hard time. This is also a decision statement, location 1600 Spring Valley Road.
Note my recusal on this. I'm just gonna sit back.
How are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good. You've seen the resolution?
We have.
Any issues, comments? Anything from the board?
No.
John?
Nothing here.
Counselor?
No, Mr. Chair.
All right, let me just get the paperwork here. Do I have a motion first to declare lead agency?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
In front of us, we have a negative declaration. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we have a resolution approving a site plan, special use permit, stormwater pollution prevention plan, wetland and tree permit for the T-Town Lake Reservation campus renovation. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good luck with the project. Wish you all the
Thank you very
best.
much. Thank you for your help.
Good luck. Okay, do I have a motion to move to the work session portion of the meeting?
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are moving on to 8, which is Mondrukis. This is a discussion of site plan at 3665 Vargas Street.
Good evening, Andrew Turo from Keenan Bean, for owner of Victoria Mondrukis and applicant Dino Mondrukis. Dino just stepped outside, I'm sure he'll be back in right now. But right now, he's proposing to raise the building, or the buildings on the property at 3665 Barger Street, and to put up a new commercial building of 2,450 square feet for commercial purposes. He hasn't determined what that purpose is gonna be yet, but it will be for commercial use, and it will have 17 parking spots.
How you doing? Good. First question I got, obviously with the brook right next to it, are you in, what flood zone is this in?
I know we have a letter dated August 22nd from Tim Miller Associates saying that it's not within wetlands, and also it's 100 feet. It's not within the 100-feet buffer either.
We're in the middle between the funeral home and the house down
Yeah.
there.
You're on the other side.
The milk guy was, the Hudson Milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Quarter milk.
We're in the top floor. You can't miss it. We're right in the front.
It's the architect.
I'm in front of the board right now. I'm Carlos.
The architect?
Can-
Tom is
can you-
Tom's the one with the
A red brick
canopy,
building?
fenestrations and the.
Flag in front of it?
All that.
It's, no, that's the community center. We're in the building department. We're the building department.
Town hall.
Town hall.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no. All right. Bye-bye.
It's an easy mistake to make.
Do you wanna give him a minute to get here, and we could take care of the others and come back?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
We don't want to waste any time.
I'm
so that
sorry.
would be
No, don't be sorry.
It's it's gotta be me.
That's a first for everything.
fine. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna table Mondrugas. We're gonna move on to number 9, Town Board referral. This is Luella Road. This is a stormwater permit. Mike Panny, SP Homes, Inc.
I don't see him. We got a conservation board memo?
Yeah.
I don't have any problems except whatever technical stuff that needs to be worked out, they'll do it, but I don't see any planning problems here.
Anything on your end, John?
Nothing on our end, other than as a point of information, we're unable to find the plat that created this lot. So,
Oh,
other than that, as a request for a permit on a lot that's been there for many, many years, we don't have any.
How old is the lot?
These were started to be created in the 30s.
oh. So the town board did that, right? Or no,
No, it was after 32.
after 32? Oh.
We're on 9.
Now, on the memo from Bivo Associates, they're saying stormwater calculations for a one-year storm? Or is that a typo?
We'll check that. We can put that
That's a good catch.
in your memo if you don't like to catch.
I think that's gotta be a typo.
Yeah, we just had a one-year storm today.
Any issues from the board?
No.
Counselor, is there any issue with us not having the map?
I don't think at this stage, no.
Okay. All right, so we just would ask that you check the year storm that they've designed their stormwater mitigation for, and
Umbrella.
obviously get all approvals through Dan CRC. Okay, we'll move on. Next, we have a town board referral, chapter 250, streets and sidewalks. This is a proposed amendment to chapter 250, again, entitled Streets and Sidewalks, Snow and Ice Removal, in its entirety.
You might as well take these next two together,
Yeah.
Okay,
because they're related.
yep. So, the next one is Chapter 216, Peace and Good Order. This is a proposed amendment to Chapter 216 entitled Peace and Good Order regarding snow and ice.
Yeah, they both have to do with snow removal from sidewalks, which under most circumstances, if you own a commercial piece of property, you are supposed to keep those sidewalks clear. That also goes for residential properties. And in Chapter 250 currently, there was an effort in 2011 to make some of those sidewalks exempt in the residential areas. And they were done that way. So now the town highway superintendent wants that to be repealed and add the requirement to maintain sidewalks snow and ice free to Chapter 216 Peace and Good Order. So there will be no more exemptions.
All property owners are
Yes.
responsible
But
for maintaining.
it's 24 hours instead of 12?
I think it's 24 hours, but yeah, you have to keep ice off the sidewalk.
What if there's the sidewalk is broken, tripping hazard?
That's not here.
Well, if you mean who's supposed to take care of that,
Yeah.
if it's in the town right away, the town's supposed to reconstruct and maintain sidewalks.
50H.
The hardscape. But the snowfall events are supposed to be taken care of by the abutting or adjacent property owners.
This would take in consideration leaves or just snow?
I don't think so,
Just snow.
just snow and ice.
I have two questions. Having been very active in the Yorktown Chamber of Commerce up until recently, I question the language in this statute, the first one, I think, which defines the responsibility, talks about the owner and/or occupant. I have a question about that. Doesn't seem to be very clear as to who an occupant is. If you have a tenanted building with multiple tenants in there, they are occupying the space, but I'm not sure what responsibility the town can place on them. Yes, the owner perhaps. I also don't particularly care for the and/or drafting technique in there. But there are tenants and lessees in these commercial buildings, which we need to think about in terms of trying to figure out who's responsible for what. I'm not sure the town intends to get every tenant in every commercial building on the hook for this, okay? So I would suggest that they
Make it
revisit
both,
some of that.
Just the tenant and the owner and the tenant.
I'm not gonna
All right.
do the drafting, but I'm just
Let
pointing
them
out,
figure it out.
on the commercial building, and the same thing could be applied to the residentials. I mean, you've got an owner who might be renting a building to someone. I mean, that may be a little clearer, but I
So
think it
Aaron,
needs
wouldn't
to
it
be.
be logical to make the owner responsible for that? And if they choose to say to their tenant, maybe even in the
Yeah, I
rental
agree with
agreement,
that.
you're responsible.
But the law doesn't.
Yeah, so it should be more, it should be clear, it
This
should be
draft needs to
precise.
be cleaned up a little bit if that's the
Yeah,
case. I think
definitely
that's the
agree with
right
that.
way to go.
Yeah,
Put it on the owner and then
The way it is.
Let them
they
figure
can
it out.
delegate
Yes,
it out.
I do it and I build them.
right.
Oh, hi,
John,
Susan. That's,
John, what were the, what was the reason for any of the exemptions that were granted 2-3 years ago, whatever it was?
It was 2011, so it's a little more than that, but the reason was that there, in the residential neighborhoods, there was some opposition to having that responsibility, to be
Welcome to
saddled with that
homeownership.
responsibility. So,
To shovel their sidewalk?
yes, and so the town board went through a process and looked at some of the sidewalks and exempted a number of them, not all of them, but a number of them, for various reasons.
Susan, talk about it on the board side.
If you would like to. This is a interesting,
It's an interesting historical thing, because I was supervisor in 2011, so I can shed some light on that. When all of this came up recently, it turns out that 216, I think it's 21610, the one that's going to cover all sidewalks now,
Yeah.
was actually repealed in 2011 when the town created the snow district in the Peace and Order section. for some reason, which I don't understand, that the 216 stayed in the town code,
Oh,
which contradicted. So we had two laws that were contradicting each other, because in the state filing, when you go on the state website of local laws, it shows that the law in 2011 was repealed.
I
But-
see.
So that was the problem. So that's why we're repealing the snow district one, which, as John said, it came up because there was some issues in a certain neighborhood about plowing the sidewalks. And so the town kind of said, no, you don't have to plow everything, only those in the snow district, which is a very small delineated area. And that's what we're doing now. So it's really clarification. And I think they changed the hours, and thank you, that's a good comment about the owner, tenant renter. So I'll talk to the town board about that one.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so, that's it.
So the memo will have the owner tenant
Yeah.
issue in there, and other than that, no planning objection.
Right.
Okay.
The man of the hour is here? Okay. We'll go back to Mondrukis. Again, it's a discussion of site plan. Location is 3665 Barton Street. How you doing?
So you did have a question about being in a wetlands, I believe.
Yeah,
What, flood zone?
The floodplain, yeah,
Yeah.
flood zone.
I don't believe there's a,
So,
because of where the wetlands are.
as I was
right?
saying, we're in between the funeral home
Yep,
and the Hudson Milk that used to be there,
yep.
and we're right in the middle, so I've been there 25 years, never flooded.
Nothing.
The house where the milk guy was, used to get flooded a little more than half of his property, right up to the side of his house. He used to get flooded out over there.
We'll check the boundary.
And there's no proposed use for the building yet? No use for the building, just office?
Proposed use.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some sort of, well,
I don't know, multi-use, or it could be anything. It could be a bank, it could be an accountant, a lawyer.
It's gonna be commercial.
This is C2, right?
Where is this house in relation to the stream?
Oh, the stream's across the street on the other
Okay,
side.
but which way does it flow?
Oh, it's right,
Well, there's a stream behind.
right behind you.
Okay,
Oh, there's stream
For the
behind this one too?
stream itself.
It's in private property, private ownership.
Is it, but it's off this property.
It appears to be off this property, but it's behind in the back there.
Yeah.
And maybe we should see that.
That could really use some
If it
help
is.
back there. And this is out of the buffer, it says?
yeah, it's out of the wetlands
Yeah.
buffer.
Now I see a dash line in here that says floodplain.
I think the tip of the property might be a little bit, the buffer might be there.
yeah,
Oh, it does cover part of it.
In between the two houses,
Oh, look, yeah. The crosshatched area is,
Yeah. You don't have a Google Earth on that, do you?
wait a sec.
Rob gets that all.
Where you got that?
You gonna get that?
Huh?
Where is that? As I recall, they did
You
some
got
work on
Google Earth on
channeling that stream
Yeah,
2
that's-
years ago.
I'm going back over to the.
Where's the stream? This goes right through.
Yeah. But I think they did some work channeling that stream too, as part of way back when it was a diner.
Oh.
Talking about what,
yeah.
Shrub
I
Oak
think
Brook?
they did on the Barger Brook.
On the map I'm looking at, Barger Brook is across the street,
Yeah.
and Shrub Oak Brook kind of is
Goes right next to
parallel.
it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty far away from this building.
Well, one of the concerns I have in general is that you're basically creating most of this site's now gonna be impervious surface, right? Because you're adding a lot of paved parking and everything all around this building. Any alternatives to that, given the proximity, you know, where you are to these floodplain and the wetlands areas nearby, of reducing the amount of impervious surfaces?
Like pavers or something?
Yeah.
We can reduce because we have the parking requirement is 12 right now, and we provide 17 parking.
Mm-hmm.
We can reduce the parking and we can add some green area in the,
You can put some of those extra spaces in as conservation, you know, I mean, reserved parking areas for the future, and then maybe leave some of it more
side.
impervious green.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a possibility.
It's a one level, one floor building?
Yeah,
Yes.
one floor building, a basement and
There'll
ba-
be a basement, but there'll be one level.
What's this, seems to be a staircase on part of it.
Yeah,
That must be going to the basement.
Yes,
Definitely.
well,
Oh, okay, that in the back,
yes.
all right.
probably be a good idea if we got out there before any leaves got on the trees.
Trash enclosures in the corner. One way in, one way out.
Yeah.
All right. Is that enough for emergency equipment access?
yeah, yeah.
How wide is the, 10-foot driveway, is that sufficient?
The entrance is 14.
14 is the entrance.
One-way needs to be 17, I think.
Oh, I see.
It's only 10.
Just by the code.
Right here?
No, the whole
That's
thing,
only 10?
yeah. Look,
Yeah. Okay.
Have like a 10 feet. 10 feet? So we can increase it. Yeah, we have a space to increase it.
that's all I have.
So the entrance coming in is 10 foot, the exit is 14 wide? Is that what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, because we have a parking in the sides, in the exit.
Is 10 feet wide enough for the fire department?
That's what I was wondering. According to the code, apparently John just said no.
No.
There's a section of the code that requires 17 feet for one way. 17 is wide enough for a single lane, for sure.
Yeah.
So there may be some leeway there, possibly, from a practical standpoint.
Well, we can increase, I think we have a space in the right side, we have a 27 feet. Now, I will remove this area to convert in green area. I can push the building in the right side, in the left side. I can get a, yeah.
As you get further in, am I seeing that's 18 feet?
18 feet is, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I can change the stair location. I have,
No, 18 is not the width of the driveway further in.
no, this
Oh,
is
no,
the
that's
building
right, it's
from
property
That's from
line
the
to
property line to
yeah.
the corner of the building.
This is the property line.
So you're gonna have that problem establishing 17 feet all the way up. You're gonna be right up on that staircase.
If I can change the
They
location
may
of the
shift-
staircase. I can push
May
the
shift
front.
the building.
John, the sidewalk ends at the funeral parlor?
Yes,
Yes, I believe it does, yeah.
just a little past the driveway in the back.
Do we want a sidewalk?
I think it would be helpful here, especially if
Unless it snows, right? I think we should have the sidewalk extended.
Yeah, and then, you know, when the next property develops, it would just help walkability to. Susan did say she's gonna start a Snow Angels program,
Oh, okay.
like Supervisor Paul Finer has in Greenberg. She'll be out shoveling.
All right.
All right, we're gonna set up a site visit. I think that's the best approach now, maybe if we can get it maybe sooner than later. We'll see what's going on out there.
Okay.
I think we're gonna be very interested in the impervious area. All right, the walkability, to the hamlet.
John,
Obviously stormwater.
given that the use of the building hasn't been determined, are they limited by 17 spots? I mean, could it be a dining establishment or anything like that with 17 spots? Or just a professional building?
Well, if it's a dining establishment, that would be dependent upon their layout and how much pacing
Seating.
space and prep space that they have, so hard to tell. But I think here you're looking at a requirement of about 10 to 12 spaces, so you can certainly reduce some of these spaces, the amount of spaces, in particular on the south side, and reduce some of the impervious surface and to some degree stay out of the floodplain. You can certainly look at them as potential conservation spaces, and if there's some type of eatery that comes in and those are needed, then they can be constructed at that time.
The home itself, or the structure, has no historic. So,
All right.
all right,
That's it. We'll go for a second.
sidewalk. Any questions?
No, we'll get everything and
Good.
Okay.
I will redo and I will see you next time.
All right,
Okay.
Okay.
thank you very much.
thank you, thank you.
Guys, have a good night.
This is yours. I think it is.
Do I have a motion to close the meeting?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
What time is that?
7:27.